Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Yusril, the Gamers World of Warships, and welcome to the first in what may well be a long series. We'll see how popular it is. This is a 3-point domination match effect. I'm in a Wickes class destroyer, the Tier 3. The enemy has got 2 aircraft carriers. They've also got 2 Tier 5 New York class battleships, either of which will mince me in short order if I am seen by them. Luckily, destroyers in this game are stealthy. The magical cloaking device is effective out to 6.7 kilometers, and I have no intention of going anywhere near it. It's much too tight. Instead, we're going to push forwards towards B, see if we can do something about the open sea and do a bit of spotting for the team, get a bit of reconnaissance work done. And then, critically, we need to try and slip behind their lines and murder the 2 aircraft carriers that are on the enemy team and providing a good chunk of their fire support. Of course, first we've got to find the carriers. In fact, first we've got to find the enemy fleet, full stop. The sad truth is that there's not a lot I can do about the battleships or the cruisers. The 4 battleships they've got, 2 Tier 5s, 2 Tier 4s. Those have got big guns, bigger bits of armour, frankly just bigger everything. You can stop sniggering at the back, thank you very much. Okay, still no contact. I'm not going to go through the cap circle at B. That will tell the enemy roughly... well, it won't tell the enemy exactly where I am, but it'll tell the enemy that someone's in the area. Okay, let's see, we have 2 immediate contacts. 1 Phoenix, 1 Yesman, and there's that first New Yorker. You know what I was saying about not going through B? Slight change of plans. We have met the enemy, and he is much bigger than we are. Firing range is 9.2 kilometers. I could potentially get some shots into that Phoenix, but I would blow my position immediately. And as I said, there is a New York out there, so I'm quite content to just hang tight and provide spotting for my buddies with the big guns. Come on, guys, do your stuff. In fact, that's 6.7 kilometers. Torpedo bombers and fighters in the air. Now, they're coming from the rough vicinity of the 5 line, which implies that that's where the enemy is, and I need to go hard to port because otherwise that Phoenix is going to get a spot on me. I also then need to go hard as starboard because I will run aground, and that would be just as bad. Did the Phoenix get a spot? That's the key thing. Did the Phoenix get a spot? Did the Phoenix... yes, the Phoenix has got the spot. Damn it. Okay, well, we're about to find out where the enemy are because, hey, boys, incoming. Okay, 30 kilometers, sorry, 30 degrees on the guns. There we go, cruiser has spotted me. Taking a hit, straight into the steering gear. Immediately get the repair kit out and get that controlled.
Problem solved, sir.
Main turret swallows a hit, that's fine by me. I'm going to pop a smoke screen just to conceal this. Jeez, that's what a cruiser can do to a destroyer if it gets close. Of course, he's now blown his position, and both the Omaha and the Kuma are quite happy to start pounding him senseless. Bad news is it's going to be 2 minutes until I have my engine back, so I need to get round this headland before I completely run out of momentum. Just drift forwards. Not a great start to the day, it has to be said. On the bright side, we did provide some fairly important reconnaissance information. 1 minute until the drives are fixed. Come on. Can I get some gunnery out? Maybe. Maybe. Phoenix is just about gone. Come on, finish him. He's down in my guns range, annoyingly. There he goes. Right. Nothing to do now, but fix the drives and get going. Right, there's one of their destroyers, the Isakaze.
Problem solved, sir.
Terrific. Okay, now he is pegging it forwards into the centre, so let's line up on him. Gives me set about 15 mils of deflection. Wait for the range, and then he's immediately doing what I did earlier and legging it away from our pair of Wyoming-class battleships. He's just as smart as I am. He's also luckier since he didn't swallow any hits on the way in. On the other hand, we are just about holding range. Come on, you little piece of... all ahead full. In fact, you know, let's hit turbo mode. Crank her up. This should take us up to about 35, 36, maybe 37 knots. Lucky. 36.8 knots, fine. All ahead flank. Hope for the best. So we still need to find those carriers, kill them, and we cripple a good chunk of the enemy's firepower. Or at least we make life much easier for the... Wow, that Kuma just took one hell of a hit. Or he ran aground, one or the other, I'm not sure which. There's the Ishikaze. Lay on. 10 kilometers, but he's maneuvering. One hit, and we caught his engine. Perfect. Right, let's keep pounding him. He's incapacitated and spotted right in front of our guys. He's popped his smoke screen. Try to evade, and I need to evade as well, or that New Yorker's gonna wreck me. Change of plan. We're killing that destroyer. Or at least we're finding him so our cruisers and battleships can kill him. Priorities. 361 to 452. There's the Asakaze. Again, 50 mils. Lay on. Track the range. Target well hit. Unfortunately. Okay, hold still. Evade his spread. In fact, reply with one of mine. That's forced him to maneuver. Fine. Back to high X. Have some more, you jap. Okay, hit a turret. Both of us pop our repair bays pretty quickly. My engine boosters run out.
Problem solved, sir.
Harder starboard, harder starboard. This is forcing me to maneuver as well. And in fact, I've overcompensated. Go through the spread, his second spread here. And I'm on fire. Terrific. Come on. Lay it on, lay it on. Fire 1, fire 2. I'm gonna die. Hopefully the cruisers can finish the guy before there's any further incident. Maybe. Can we get this fire out more to the point? Come on, come on, come on. 8 seconds. 6. 5. Niffy's gonna finish off the Asakaze. There we go. Fire's out, fire's out. 344 hit points left. Right, let's go find some carriers.
Problem solved, sir.
Okay. Bingo. Harder starboard. Just need to watch what their aircraft are doing. Be very, very quiet. We're hunting carriers. More to the point, we're behind them, kinda. If I can evade that Phoenix, then we can slip by and pretty much wreck 2 carriers. Bingo, there we are. Torpedo bombers in the air, heading back towards the battle. Carrier must be somewhere over by that island. Really, he should be repositioning after every launch, but hey, I'm not complaining. Just need to avoid the Phoenix straight through the shallows there. Turn to port to make sure we stay clear of the detection radius. And our colleague in the Isokaze's had the same idea. He's seen those torpedo bombers as well. Meanwhile, the big guys are slugging it out, and it has to be said they're losing. The enemy has still got all 4 of their battleships, and there's not a lot we can do to contribute there. It's going to be down to our battleships and our cruisers to take them. Good luck, guys. I'd like to think our carrier is helping, but we'll see how that goes. It's tempting to take shots at that Phoenix. He's damaged, but I'm not going to chance it. Bingo. Aircraft in the air again. Fighters. Stay out of detection range. 3.3, 3.2, 3.1. Damn it. Okay. Engage engine boost.
Engine boost activated.
Good. He's seen the Wyoming. I could risk it. And now I don't have to. The Wyoming murdered him. And got you. Come on. 8 kilometers. Load high explosive. Both carriers close range. Their secondary guns could kill me quite easily if I'm not careful. Yes, they're carriers. They have secondary guns. But, you know, let's say hello. It'd be rude not to get introduced if this is going to end so quickly. Miss, damn it. Okay, torpedo is locked.
Our team has taken the lead.
Spread 1 away.
Torpedoes astern.
Spread 2 away. The Isokaze's had the same idea. Sunk from secondary armor, but I think my torpedoes will get there first. Come on. Come on. Come on. Boom! Sakharine got the kill, sadly. And he's going to carry on and murder that second Langley. So you know what? Let's stay with him for a bit. If the game will allow me to... There we are. Sakharine's closing in. Second Landing, he's realised what's going on. He is manoeuvring. It's not gonna save him. Not if Sakharine closes in and just makes the best of his torpedoes. Which he's going to have to do because a manoeuvring target, even like a carrier, is relatively hard to hit at distance with torpedoes. So he's going to have to close the range to make it a sure thing, now that that guy is moving. Of course, that means braving the secondary armors. Now, he has got the hit points to soak it, so I'm a little surprised that he hasn't done so. But it didn't matter in the end. He got the second carrier. Torpedo bombers have got their payload in the water, though. Is he going to be able to turn into it? Is he? He's going to eat maybe one. Come on, stabilize, stabilize, stabilize. Okay, he's eaten one of them. But he manages to dodge the rest. Meanwhile, over on the real fight... Balao 59 has just discovered why you don't go toe-to-toe with a battleship in a cruiser. And John Shepard has got a tough job. That is a... It's a Type 2 Albany. It's a close-range slugger, which is exactly where you don't want to be against a battleship that's 3 tiers higher than you, especially not when there's something else pounding you as well, and that's the end of that. So it's 1 aircraft carrier, 1 tier 4 battleship, and 1 destroyer against 3 battleships. This is going to come down to the carrier. Can Amotta do it? He's got a tier 5 Bogue class carrier to work with. Sakharine can supply the spots, there's no question about that. The Wyoming can probably finish off one of the battleships if it's sufficiently damaged, most likely Zuniken in the New York class. But the question is going to be, can they do it safely? Because if those three battleships hook up, and remember we don't know where two of them are, then this is going to get very messy. Rounds out from Stekosto. Gets a couple of hits into Zuniken, but the armor's holding for the most part. Bombers are going in as well. Are they going to have an effect? No, in fact Zuniken's activated his repair parties to start healing up. Stekosto fires again. Looks like a clean miss from there. Maintains fire. Interestingly, the New York is not returning fire. I tell a lie, the New York is returning fire, just not very effectively for some reason. More rounds incoming, he's staggering his fire and making a horrid job of aiming, it has to be said. Some very nasty misjudgments on the elevation there. Stekosto fires again. Where is Sakharin? There's a lot he can add to this fight, but he can certainly add a degree of damage if he gets close to torpedoes, and he can provide spots for the carrier and the battleship. And oh my word, that Miyogi is more or less intact. If Harkonnen decides to engage aggressively, this is going to get very, very bad for Stekosto. Luckily, he doesn't seem to be too inclined to do so. Off turrets fire off at the New Yorker. Couple of minor hits. Zuniken gets his Confederate award for, remember, that is 20% damage to 6 enemy vessels. He's had a decent game of it. Meanwhile, Sakharin is making his cap of A, and that should give us a strategic advantage, even if Stekosto is now going to have to face down 2 battleships on his own, plus or minus whatever support Amot can provide from the carrier. Dive bombers have rearmed, they're heading back in to add what they can. He got a decent hit into Zuniken just there, it's down to 4,700 health. They're going to be trading this kind of launch fire for a while, but he does need to watch where he's going. That island chain is about to block him. And bingo, we have eyes on the 3rd battleship. And again, he's more or less intact. Boldaslow in a 2nd New Yorker. Zuniken, however, is anything but intact. Stekosto might just be able to finish him before he loses his line of fire. And even if he doesn't, the dive bombers and the torpedo bombers certainly will. Stekosto loses his shot, but it doesn't matter. If the carrier can reacquire him with fighters acting in the scout role, then that is going to be it. Meanwhile, Sakharin is back in the scout role. Torpedoes are in the water, but they're comfortably out of range. The Isokaze, if memory serves, torps on that only have a maximum range of 4.5 kilometers. So that's more out of hope than anything else. And he's also been spotted. Got way too close to that Miyogi, and he paid the price. So that just leaves the Wyoming and the carrier, the Bogue, who is comfortably hidden. Dive bombers are back in the air. At this point, all they have to do is hang tight. We have a rough idea of where they are. We have also taken out that 2nd New Yorker. So all we have to do is sit tight. One of those battleships has launched its spotter plane. The question is, they will find Stekosto. That spotter's going to come way too close for comfort. But he can block line of sight, and it's not going to matter. There he is. He's been spotted. Harkonnen's coming around the headland for the kill. It's not going to make a difference at this point, though. 986 to 772. All they have to do is deny the enemy a kill for a bit longer. Dive bombers go into Harkonnen, pound the Miyogi solid, and that is the end of the round. Sunk by a carrier second. Well, really sunk by that pounding I took earlier in the round, but overall, no kills, bit cheated on that one. And still, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th overall. Amolter and Sakharin, of course, get bonuses for survived memory serves. Sakharin in particular had an absolute stormer of a game. He deserves a compliment for that one. So credit where credit is due. He had an absolute storm around, even if he did steal that first carrier from me, the little git. Over on the enemy side, well, yeah, it was far more honours even there. Standout was Zunikan in the New Yorker. 4 kills and a Confederate award just to round things out. Let's go again. And once again, I'm at the bottom of the food chain, and oh my god, those are a lot of San Luis cruisers. Those things... I've run into those things a couple of times today. I think the best way to sum them up is as the God Hell gun platform of death. Especially if you're in a destroyer. Cruisers kill destroyers. It's what cruisers do. Battleships tend to just roll over them without even noticing. The enemy does have one carrier. They've got one other destroyer. So we've got a slight tactical edge. In fact, they've got 2 carriers. So, as before, punch out front to start with. Scout out the enemy's initial disposition. And then see if I can blitz round or sneak round. Either works. And murder one or both carriers. Then it's just a question of sniping and adding fire where I can. B's an obvious initial cap point, but planes are in the air, so we'll divert a little way to port. Just take the open channel through the... Where's my mouse pointer gone? There we go. Take an open channel through the 8 line and then across on the G line and see if that gives me a route round and behind. I may even divert even further south, come down the J line and take an extreme flank. I've certainly got the speed for it in this thing, 34.5 knots. The other thing I have to be careful of course, is outrunning my support. If I get caught out by even one St. Louis cruiser in this thing, it is going to end very badly. For me. The St. Louis is going to have a whale of a time, but I most definitely won't. So, torpedo bombers are in the air providing support. The question is, can I find them a target? And there we go. First sighting of a cruiser. And, well, it's not the St. Louis. Sadly, it's the Tier 4 Phoenix. There's... Oh my god. I'm about to run smack dab into all their bloody battleships. This is bad. This is stunningly bad. We have a South Carolina. We have Wyoming. My AA guns just fired. Mental note. I did look in the control settings, but I could not find the button to disable the flat guns. This is very, very bad. I'm about to get the big old artillery. Hello. Start evading. Luckily, we're at extreme range. And hopefully most of these guys are just as new to the game as I am and can't shoot for toffee. Happily, they're also going to be engaging in speculative fire, but we have just made contact with a significant chunk of the enemy fleet. And I'm in a very bad position until the air support starts knocking these guys down. Torpedo bombers are in the air as well, suggesting that their carriers are somewhere around I-2, given the vectors. Oh god, I'm about to blow my position again. I wouldn't mind if the flat guns actually did something worth talking about, but really it just seems to be a fireworks show. Right, break line of fire. In fact, are those torpedo bombers lining up on me? Maybe, come on. And yeah, there we go. We have incoming. Hard to starboard. Break out of the way of their spread. Come on, come on. Clear it, clear it, clear it, clear it, clear it, clear it, clear it. Damn! Fix that.
Hull breach. We're taking on water quickly.
No, we aren't.
Problem solved, sir.
Another torpedo bomber spread in the water. Evade that one. I've been run completely off my station. Which is not good. Not good at all. However, their torpedo bombers did just
Our team has taken the lead.
take a straight line back towards the carrier. The bad news is that the straight line they took back towards the carrier takes me right through their battleships. This carrier driver might not be entirely stupid. If he stayed mobile, stayed with his battleship support, this is going to be very, very awkward. Normally carrier drivers go straight into map mode, forget everything else exists, and, well, they can then be cut out of the pack and brought down without too much danger. In theory. And we've just lost our first cruiser. So first blood to the enemy. However, Heavy Machine did claim his vengeance. At one point, he took out a battleship in the process. So it's not an entire loss. There goes their cruiser. So all things told, we're not doing too badly in the initial exchanges. Mostly thanks to the other guys. Take a left. Bingo, we have sight of one of their carriers, the Hosho under Ricardo 05. And yeah, he's done the smart thing. He's stayed with his support ships. There's a New Yorker there, an Omaha there. Wow, Despo just took a massive hit. I can only assume that was a Citadel penetration. Okay, Wyoming-class battleship coming this way. No, I'm not going to open fire on him. He's out of torpedo range, and my guns, well... 100 and what was it? 102mm pop guns? Yeah, they're not going to do anything to a hostile battleship. But maybe, just maybe, I can keep providing the spotting information the other guys need. Most of our fleet's concentrated up on A, so if they can swing south and our carriers can provide support, that's all it's going to need. Right, so we have the capture.
Has taken the lead.
Lock onto Desbo. Fire a highly speculative torpedo spread, and then it's time to get there. Pop smoke and get the hell out of Dodge.
Smoke generator started.
Critical damage. Luckily it didn't hit the drives, but that's about as much as I can take from a battleship. So, smoke is popped, and we'll zigzag our way out. The torpedoes might have a chance.
Smoke screen set.
And we'll fire the second salvo away just to be safe. That hopefully will give Despo something to think about while he's wasting rounds on our cruisers. Okay, they've started capping B. We still haven't found that second carrier. Guns up. Risk a couple of shots. No hits. Okay, set for about 12 mils offset. Fire again. Lead looks good, elevation looks good. Direct hit managed to delay the cap, if nothing else. Hard starboard to avoid collision there. And then pitch round behind the Kawachi class under Cassian 1201. Bingo! Torpedo bombers and fighters in the air where there are no enemy ships noted. We found ourselves a carrier, boys and girls. Flank speed, let's go.
Engine boost activated.
Has he got a fire in his engine space? Not sure, but we'll leave him to the Kawachi. He's got the range and I haven't. He's also got the guns and I haven't. So you have your fun, mate. I am just going to peg it. I have a carrier to murder. Once again, I'm going to have to be careful about this. If I get within secondary armament range of this guy, I am dead. Of course, at this rate, it may not be a problem because there's a battleship and a Clemson closing in on him. So all I'm going to be able to do is get scraps from the table at this rate. New York comes in. Langley's on fire. That means he won't be able to launch or retrieve his aircraft for a bit. So Aeroglick's got a pretty solid kill there. But that second carrier, of course, was sticking close to his battleships. Cutting him out of the fleet is going to be troublesome. Still gaining on the Miyogi at this point. We're going to line to pass the starboard of him. I don't want to get into round swapping range with anything over there, to be perfectly frank. Although torpedoes in the water, turn, 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 turn. Crap. That is bad. That is very, very bad. But at least the enemy are down their first carrier.
Engine boost deactivated.
Okay. We have range on that San Luis. Chance it, and then immediately hard to starboard to give him a minimum target. Couple of direct hits. He's too busy firing at the Clemson at the moment. However, the other San Luis is quite happy to take some pot shots at me. So, time to start the happy business of evading. The pacing that's going to be coming my way. Great! And now they're both shooting at me. Terrific. Well, that's taken the pressure off the Clemson, I suppose. Happily, these guys are making an absolute hash of judging their elevations. In fact, they're making an absolute hash of judging everything. Let's see if we can lose them and circle round. We have still got a 2-to-1 cap point advantage. So if I can hook up with Aeroglick, we can have some fun. If we can just lose this pair of bozos, which I can't because those damn torpedo bombers are spotting. Right, well, since I'm spotted, let's have some fun. Come on, turn into that. Good, he was well short with his range. Evade away again. In fact, he's making an absolute hash of judging this. Just need to keep jinking to throw off his range and aspect estimations. And then we're safely behind this headland. Okay, reassess. The last we saw of that second carrier, he was heading towards point C. Immortal 5 gets another devastating strike in. He must have had a good shot with those torpedoes. And Aeroglick has perhaps foolishly opened up on the San Luis. On the other hand, we do now have a target on that carrier. Question is, can we get past its cruiser escort? And the answer is, I don't think that we can. Doesn't matter. Okay, horizontal estimations are off. Traverse right. Target is on fire. Just need to keep jinking. Taking out one of his turrets, but that's to say, Louis, he's got plenty of guns to go around. He only needs to get lucky once. I need to get lucky quite a lot of the time, and there comes my first round of good luck. Alright, range again. Elevate. Harder starboard. Fix that fast. Okay, into cover for a second.
Problem solved, sir.
Okay, I cannot take another hit. It's that simple. 158 health left. Aeroglick's in trouble as well. That cruiser is basically going to rip us both to shreds. Come on, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? There you are. Extreme range shots. Not sure why anyone fired those. Dupire has gone. Aeroglick must have got a good shot in somehow. Which just leaves us with the business of a South Carolina battleship that's more or less, well, half intact, guarding a completely intact Hosho-class carrier that I can't get close enough to launch without being shredded myself. Oh yeah, and there's another St. Louis carrier. Well, the South Carolina problem's about to solve itself, so let's just cap C, play safe for a bit. Keep the strategic situation 2-1. This thing is holding together with sticking plaster and happy thoughts right now. Come on. I know the carrier's round at B. I want a piece of that carrier booty, but I'm not going to get it on this run. They're going to cap area B. Lucky them, because we are about to take point C. And strike.
Our team has taken the lead.
Aeroglick gets a torpedo launch off into Ricardo. If that salvo hits, it might be enough to kill. If it hits. Not a complete kill, but enough that he can finish the job with guns. That is going to be the end of their second carrier in what has been a very good run for the Clemson, but it may well be a suicide run. Hiroshny Jacobin jumps in, gets the carrier. Aeroglick is going to have extreme difficulty getting clear. He can't hope... Apparently he can hope to kill that San Luis, but Timbo 2604 gets the shot in and finishes him. So it's 2 carriers, a cruiser and a destroyer, versus a destroyer and a cruiser on their side. All I have to do at this point really is hold the spot, stay out of sight, keep him spotted, and let the carriers pound him to pieces. Here come the torpedo bombers. In fact, here come the torpedoes. Here comes the pain train, boys and girls, and he managed to get through it. Fine. The pain train is now departing station Timbo 2604. No passengers have been taken on board. More's the bloody pity. On the bright side, we do also have visual on the Minikaze, which means there's a very good chance he's got visual on me. Not got torpedo range yet, and in fact, gonna fire anyway because I am within spotting distance just. There we go, one hit, and he's now taking shots at me in return. Miss, miss, hit! Damn! That's the end of me again. Got 1 cap in, a few decent scouts, 2 caps actually. And it now comes down to the carriers. Can they keep a track of that destroyer? Because as we all know, if there's one thing destroyers do, it's kill carriers. So the Omaha's going to have to go in and try to find him. But it's not going to make a difference ultimately because 933 to 336. We have got the win pretty much in the bag here. Unless something truly outrageous happens. We also have a spot on the Minikaze. After turrets fire, they won't hit him. No, they don't. The question is, can the carriers keep him acquired? Hironoji Jacobin should hopefully recall his aircraft to defend. Here comes his first wave of torp bombers to rearm. There we go, they're back on the deck. He's mobile, which will help him considerably against incoming torpedoes. We've got visual on the Minikaze, and his dive bomber squadron is away. This is going to end very badly for Immortal. Mostly because he's about to lose the round. And that is it. Game over. Whew. 15 hits, 1 in cap, 2 captured bases, no kills. I have done much better, it has to be said. Grats to Heavy Machine in the Omaha, had an absolute stormer. The Langley, bear in mind that those 33 kills, I suspect most of them were aircraft. So we don't really... Actually, they were all aircraft. In fact, I need to learn to read this table. Ironichny Jacobin gets 3 kills, shared with Eroglic, who had a very good game in his Clemson. Lucky sod. And, well, I didn't come bottom. That's all I'll say. Someone in a South Carolina cruiser managed that. Still, that's 2 quick rounds of World of Warships for you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure you'll be able to pull my performance together and advice where I can improve, and if you fancy keeping track of this series, like, subscribe, do all the socials, and I'll see you out there. Somewhere. Maybe. Perhaps. Farewell.